Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is November 14th, 2010. This is a weekly Ichimoku webinar for the futures market where we cover everything from commodity futures, metals, natural gas, and oil, and so forth. Okay, here's our normal disclaimer. This is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com. Here are my contact details. You can follow us on Ichimoku Trading. And I'm going through it fast because we got a lot to cover. Commodities finally started moving last week, so we're going to go through it a lot. Remember, this is our rating system here, where 5 to 8 is being bullish, where 8 is being extreme bullish. -5 to -8 is being bearish, where -8 is extreme bearish. We give you 2 time frames. If you look here, there's conflict on wheat for daily and weekly. Soybeans are still going on strong. Corn has weakened now on the daily time frame. So sugar is finally weakened on the daily and a little on the weekly now. Coffee is still going on very strong. Oats has pulled back. If you look at gold, gold is still very strong. A little weak on the daily side. It's not an extreme 8, but it's still very, very strong going forward. Silver still going on very strong. Platinum's a little weak now compared to last week and so forth. Crude oil, as you can see, crude oil's got some conflict. It's not really at the ideal conditions. But you look at the daily is still bullish. Natural gas is still bearish, but look at this. Daily is still finally starting to weaken. So let's go look at the charts now because we get a lot from the charts. And let's just go through the charts one by one as we normally do and try to get for as many of the futures as possible. Okay, so we're going to scroll down here. Let's go look at cocoa real fast. If you look at cocoa on a weekly time frame, it's just consolidating. However, it does look like this thing probably 1 or 2, I would say 3 more weeks. Cocoa looks like it has a potential of making a move to the downside and starting a trend. So I definitely will look for the levels here to go to the downside. We got alert here to trigger us before it gets to that pivot low to start looking at this one. But it does look like it could send a trend, start a trend to the downside. Okay, crude oil is being the one interesting. It's been consolidating, okay, but we are looking for it to get to this level here of 90.37. It's not quite there yet. It broke through last week, a couple of weeks ago, for its resistance level. It's come back down, turned it into support, and still just hanging around here. Let's go look at the daily time frame. If you look at the daily time frame, we haven't penetrated Tinkinson yet, so this is still very strong to the bullish side. Okay, that's a medium pullback right now, and the key thing is what's going to happen here. And this week should tell us a lot on what's going to happen with crude oil for the next couple of weeks. Okay, let's go look at cotton. Cotton is finally starting to pull back. Hasn't pulled back enough though, because it hasn't even got to the Tinkinson on the weekly time frame. US dollar index. Let's go look at the US dollar index. If you look at the US dollar index, this definitely is a bearish chart. However, it needs to sit there and come down here to this low, this level of 74.89, break through that. If it breaks through that, definitely it's going to start a trend going to the downside. Okay, so we got to wait and see what happens on that one. Let's go look at feeder cattle. Feeder cattle, if you look at the weekly time frame, we've gotten almost here to our level here of 115.50. If you do get there, it does have a potential of breaking out to the top side and going higher and starting a trend to the next level too. So definitely watch for feeder cattle, maybe possibly go up if it breaks that level. Lean hogs. Lean hogs, you could see, got to the bottom of the cloud, bounced off there. We're kind of expecting a pullback all the way up to this level here at 72.57 as the first one, and then the second level is 75.17, and then kind of see what happens. If he gets those levels, pulls back there, and then comes down here and breaks this level here at 65.33, definitely going to start a trend to the downside. So I definitely look for lean hogs to go down. Interesting is feeder cattle, we're looking at bullish and lean hogs to be bearish. Copper still going on very strong, minor pullback. It hasn't even penetrated Tinkinson at all on the weekly, but you can see the Chicago is still very strong on the very strong. Heating oil, remember we've been talking about heating oil going long. I think this is a week where this thing's really going to break out. It'll be interesting this week or next week, but I think this is going to be the week. And we're looking for a potential target 2.6383. It's hanging around here, but the Chicago now has a potential, is strong. And we'll wait and see what happens, but I think everything's there lined up for heating oil to go up. Coffee, if we look at coffee's still very strong, pulling back to the Tinkinson, not much of a pullback, still very strong to the top side. Lumber, If you look at lumber, it basically went up, bounced off this cloud right here. It's going to pull back, and then it's going to be interesting to see what happens with lumber. But there's a state of conflict with lumber, so I definitely wouldn't be trading lumber at all right now. I think natural gas. Natural gas here is just consolidating, as you can see, but Chicago here does have the potential of going lower. So natural gas does have the potential of going down lower if this thing does sit there and get all the way down back to 3.347 and break that level. If it does, it can sit there and go start a trend to the next level. Frozen orange juice. If you look at orange juice here, it's still kind of hanging around. When consolidated, moved up to the next level and just sitting there, still hanging around there. It definitely needs to sit there and break that level to go higher. Palladium, I don't even know how to say that. It's pulled back a little, not much, but it's still on the heavy side. Still has the potential to keep on trending up. Okay. Let's go look at natural gas. If you look at natural gas, sorry about all the lines here. This natural gas definitely looks at like it has a potential going up. A little more push up now. It's going to have a potential pretty much going all the way up to 240. But definitely this thing has the upside down. So I definitely think natural gas is, gasoline is going to go up. Sugar, if you look at sugar, it finally pulled back. It went below and closed below the Tinkinson. That was a major movement down. However, it has a potential bounce in here. If it doesn't, it's going to come all the way down to the Cajunson at 23.66 and a potential bounce there. Okay, and lastly, we're going to go cover 30-year Treasury bonds. No, we'll cover something else there. Treasury bonds right now on a weekly time frame, they're in conflict. There's nothing there really to look at. Reason why is price is below the Tinkinson Cajunson, which is not good at all. So this definitely is on a major pullback, if not a trend reversal. Okay. The next one I definitely look for is wheat. I'm eyeing this one right now. Reason why is if you look at wheat, it's just consolidating, and this potentially has a potential of going to the downside. And the reason why I'm saying to the downside, look at the daily time frame. If it breaks this level 647.50, this thing definitely can go down a lot lower and start a trend to the downside. Okay, that's it for this week for the futures. If you have any questions, definitely let us know.